sure if it's worth your money, don't worry. We're gonna go around LA and hopefully other states, and we will rate and see if it's true what they say, that it's worth your money. So don't worry, we'll let you know. And if you want to know, if you want more of this content, just subscribe and like, and see you next time. We are here waiting to go to the 10-mile zone, which stands for
TMZ
Tour. Maybe you didn't know.
I
just figured that out.
They didn't know that stood for it,
So we're waiting here. Supposedly they're gonna, at 10 they're gonna start, and at 10:30 we're gonna drive away to see the tour, and they said they're gonna guarantee us see a celebrity.
and it says that in their description, so it better be. If not, I'm gonna roast them. And then after, we are gonna eat at there's no sign here, at the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood. We have reservations. No pass.
They're targeting another people.
No park.
Lapita, what do you think? You think we are gonna see some celebrities?
No.
I hope so. Otherwise,
They're gonna get back.
I'm gonna ban.
Seriously.
It's a scam.
They say they guarantee us to watch at least one. Leo said that everything is a scam.
Everything is a scam.
This is supposedly one of the best tour buses.
Yes.
And it's
LA.
always sold out, so you have to, like, when you plan your trip to LA or you want to see it, you have to
Get the
book it
tickets
at
in
least
advance.
like a week in advance.
Yes, at least sometimes 2 weeks.
Because it's really booked. Last time we came, I wanted to do it, but we were too late.
No comments.
So, you know, I don't really care for tour buses because you just get on it, ride on it, you know, and what was I gonna say?
Informational shit.
You just see stuff, and I don't want to see stuff. I want to eat stuff. What?
Oh hell no, he wanna eat stuff.
I think we're too punctual.
We are. No, low key always be punctual too though, because 1 minute that you're late, they're not gonna give you a refund. So I know one time it happened to me where I booked something and I was 5 minutes late, and they were like, nah, you can't come in no more.
Where was that?
I lied. That never happened to me. I'm too punctual.
What's the dog doing?
Come right now.
So we are. Who is Beefy? I don't know.
Beefy?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're connected.
Huh?
We have the VIP all access. I don't get it. Are there ones that have no access?
No, I feel like these are just
Souvenirs that we're gonna return after the tour.
No. Mushy. So during the pandemic, they're the.
Oh.
Why are you so close?
Because you talk so slow. You actually have to show your vaccination here. They actually you make.
So if you're not vaccinated,
You're not
do
going.
not buy the
Okay.
tickets.
Yeah.
We were vaccinated very early on.
Steven said it. So what was your thoughts before that?
Well,
Before you said that the camera was too close.
I forgot. You had it so close.
We're not even going on that one.
So we've been here and waiting for almost an hour. Huh?
That's actually true.
And the bus is not here yet. The bus should be right there. Last week it was right there. And it's not. And it's already 10:25 and it showed departure at 10:30.
Before we get going, I'm Lonnie, your tour guide. Welcome to TMZ Celebrity Tour. Before we get going, got a little message from Harvey for you.
You're about to take the TMZ tour. But we got a little surprise just before you go. We wanna send you off in style and grace. And a word or two from what's his name, who hosts the show. Take it, Harvey! Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to the TMZ Celebrity Tour. We are super excited you're on this bus. This is a 2-hour show on wheels. And we're going to take you through Hollywood and West Hollywood and Beverly Hills. And we're going to show you all the areas and spots that we made famous over the last 14 years. And then we're going to bring them to life with videos of what went down in these various scenes. And you got to keep your eyes peeled because we see tons of celebrities on this tour. I'm going to mention them off the top of my head. Kim Kardashian, 1,000,000 times. Justin Bieber, Celine Dion, Diddy, everybody you can think of has not only seen our bus, but sometimes they even come up to our bus. So keep your eyes peeled and have a great time on TMZ Celebrity Tour.
So thanks for taking the TMZ Tour, where our motto is, motto to be added at a later date.
We're still working on it.
Cool, here's a safety video.
And now it's time for, so you've decided to take the TMZ Celebrity Tour. Well, there are some rules you should know first. For example, keep your arms and legs inside the bus at all times. Please stay seated during the tour. Don't stand up and walk around. Please don't film the beautiful monitors we have here on the bus. No talking on your phone because it just annoys everybody. No smoking or vaping on the bus. There is no alcohol allowed on the bus, sadly. Please don't throw things or people off the bus. Thanks for watching and enjoy your TMZ Celebrity Tour.
Hi, so welcome again everybody. My name is Alani. Welcome to, here's some history about the Roosevelt Hotel.
Hey, it's the legendary Roosevelt Hotel, home to Teddy's nightclub, where you might see people like Michelle Rodriguez, Seth Rogen, Kesha, and Jon Favreau. It's also where the world-famous Beecher's Madhouse started, where you...
And that mirror was installed in a cabana by JFK so the two of them could talk politics. Over here on the right, you guys, is John Ritter's face added to the side of Hollywood High School. This is where a lot of celebrities got their start. Many diverse alumni attended this school, which is actually still open today. There's a track and field and football field. It's like an old school style high school here in Hollywood. Alumni who attended school here include Anthony Anderson, Dorothy Dandridge, Cher, Brandy, R&B singer Brandy, Carol Burnett, all attended Hollywood High School. So it's the celebs whose parents couldn't afford to put them through Beverly Hills High attended school here. And this is really in the heart of Hollywood. So how are you guys doing this morning? You want to see some celebrities?
Yes.
That's kind of what sets our tour apart from every other tour. So I've got a camera and it's fully charged. If you guys see somebody while we're driving through Hollywood, a better look at Hollywood High School and the famous mural on the front of the building and all the alumni who attended school here. You can see everybody from Cher, Anthony Anderson, David Arquette, Lawrence Fishburne, all attended this school. They say there's a museum on the first floor with Lawrence Fishburne's Letterman's jacket and Brandy's cheerleading uniform. Sarah Jessica Parker from Sex and the City went to this school too. You guys like Sarah? I like her too. She didn't make the mural though, because they say part of one of the requirements is you actually have to have talent.
Oh.
So, anyway, we're approaching Sunset Boulevard. It stretches 22 miles going all the way east downtown to where the Lakers and Clippers play. Yay, you're a Lakers fan? Clippers fan? Oh, cool.
Yay!
I'm a fan of Sunset too, and it goes all the way west to Malibu. We see celebs up and down Sunset all the time. So when people get hungry, celebs get hungry for fast food, where do you think they like to go? And here in L.A. In-N-Out Burger, yep. Have you been? What's your favorite burger? The double, yeah, that's what everybody says. So anyway, this In-N-Out Burger over here on the right is where Paris Hilton, actually right at the intersection is where Paris Hilton came and she had her famous DUI crash right here in front of the In-N-Out. Also, Sofia Vergara, Penelope Cruz, Zac Efron, even Lady Gaga has been known to make a beeline straight from LAX when she's in town, and she comes right over to the In-N-Out Burger. Also, during the Academy Awards, we were just near the Dolby Theater on Hollywood Boulevard and worked as a limo driver also for Strippergrams. And we like to think he did a couple of pickups at the next place coming up on your left, the Seventh Dale Strip Club.
Music video. Girls, girls. And if you want to see that video, look it up on YouTube because it's too damn expensive for us to show. Anyway, since that video was shot, the seventh veil has gone a bit downhill. Unless you're into C-sections, eye patches, and the smell of Metamucil. Lap dance, anyone?
Anybody heading there later? Anyway, this next place, you guys, coming up over here on the right is Rock and Roll Ralph. So we're here on Sunset. It's open all day, and it's a hot spot here along Sunset Boulevard. Also coming up on your left is RDB LA, whereas that's where a lot of celebs like to get their cars detailed. So RDB LA is where you'll find a lot of high-end cars. Billie Eilish brought her Dodge Challenger over here to be detailed. They're on YouTube, so they've got a YouTube page. You can just see in the lot over there the kind of cars coming in with there. So if you see those cars with the bright colors, chances are they're probably detailed there. On our right is the famous Guitar Center. We're driving down Guitar Row, music area at the Sunset Strip, and in the very front is the Rock Walk, with all the handprints of famous rockers and bands from back in the day there in front of the Rock Walk. So you can also buy, trade, and sell guitars at the Guitar Center too. So a lot of musicians like to come there for that. Our next place after the famous Guitar Center is where a lot of celebrities like to auction their stuff. Bonham's Auction House is coming up on your right.
Hey, look, it's the world famous auction house, Bob.
I know what you're thinking, and you're wrong. OJ did kill Ron and Nicole. He didn't murder them because the jury in the criminal case found him not guilty on the murder charge, but on the civil case where he had to pay $33 million, they found he did kill them. So we're right.
Javi's right. Why is Javi always right? Did you watch the show? Because he's a lawyer. Anyway, speaking of killing, one huge actor almost killed his entire career right here at this intersection of Sunset and Courtney.
Hey, who here likes hookers? Well, then you're gonna enjoy the corner of Sunset and Courtney, the exact place where Hugh Grant made the worst decision of his life. And no, we're not talking about Did You Hear About the Morgans? It was here that Hugh picked up prostitute Divine Brown for a $60 good time in his car. But when cops noticed his brake light flashing on and off, the whole thing blew up in his face. And hers. Because she went to jail too.
So Hugh was offered a good time that night inside of a hotel for $100. He only had $60 in his pocket. So he handled his business with Divine Brown. The thing about it is he appeared on The Tonight Show here in this clip. Jay Leno booked an interview with him the day of that it happened, and Hugh came clean about what happened. He was very open about it. Jay was seen asking him in that clip the infamous question, "What the hell were you thinking?" At that time, Jay's ratings weren't very good for The Tonight Show, so booking an interview with Hugh helped to save his career, and Hugh was able to manage to save his career also. Here is the famous Laugh Factory. Looks like Craig Robinson is going to be here tonight. That's really cool about the Laugh Factory. You never know who's performing any day of the week. We're going to see a bunch of comedy clubs on the tour, so if you're a huge fan of stand-up, LA is definitely a place where you can check out some stand-up acts. What's cool about the Laugh Factory is where Michael Richards from Seinfeld ended his career, and Tiffany Haddish began her career. So Tiffany Haddish was enrolled in comedy camp here when she was just 16 years old, and the rest is history. Her career really taken off with producing a lot of comedy specials now for women, giving female comics an opportunity, and then she's also appeared in several movies. She's got a pretty busy acting career as well. And there's the famous Laugh Factory. So I'm like looking at the people standing in front of it over there. I'm like wondering who they were. Over here on the right, you guys, this turns into Laurel Canyon. And Laurel Canyon is, this whole community is where a lot of bands are from. Like bands from back in the day, like the Mamas and Papas and the Neighbors lived in that whole community. Up here on the right is the famous Chateau Marmont. The Chateau Marmont is where John Belushi overdosed on drugs. It's also where you'll find a lot of young Hollywood stars coming here to hang out. The bungalows go for $3,800 a night, and Josh Hartnett had an explosive bout with diarrhea in one of these bungalows here.
Hello, sir. This is LA City Fire Department. What seems to be the problem tonight? What's your main complaint? It's your stomach that hurts a lot?
My stomach, yeah. It's diarrhea and it's burning up.
Now you know how we felt after watching Pearl Harbor, Josh.
So what was he thinking? Why did he call 911? The Body Shop Strip Club. So the all-you-can-eat buffet at the Body Shop Strip Club. That might be where he got a bite to eat. Also, it's where Courtney Love used to work back in the day. And Demi Moore trained for her role in striptease there. So also a young Megan Fox fell in love with a Russian stripper there by the name of Nikita. The two of them would hang out up and down the Sunset Strip. And we like to think they spent some time at the next place. Coming up on your right, the Saddle Ranch.
It's time to visit the Saddle Ranch, the place where celebrities go to get hammered and ride the mechanical bull. Or in the case of David Beckham, watch hot chicks ride the mechanical bull. Vince Vaughn, Britney Spears, even Jennifer Lopez comes here for a good time. In fact, one celebrity had so much fun, he left a waitress a gargantuan tip. Right, Brett Durst?
How much did he tip her? $500, I think. Yeah, it was actually $2,000.
Wow, bet you wish you had that money back now, huh?
So there's the Saddle Ranch. They're setting up for afternoon, probably a busy afternoon. A lot of celebs like to grab drinks there. On your right is the Hyatt. The Riot Hyatt is the Andes West Hollywood now, but this is where a lot of bands and rockers would stay late at night, trash the hotel, throwing their guitars out of the window. Kind of crazy things happened over here. Looks like the Comedy Store might be open for maybe an early show today, but this is the world famous Comedy Store on our right. So the Comedy Store was owned by Mitzi Shore, Pauly Shore's mom. You can see the autographs of all the famous comedians on the outside. Everybody from George Carlin to Whoopi Goldberg to David Letterman all performed at the Comedy Store. Also, Jim Carrey, when Jim Carrey first came to LA, Mitzi Shore would let him practice his sets on stage, and then he would go sleep on a cot in the back room in the Comedy Store. So a lot of really interesting history of the Comedy Store. Coming up, this is not what you would expect when you think about celebrities and sushi, but right in this corner is the big sushi place now, Sushi Park, right upstairs. It's small, unassuming, and that's where a lot of celebrities are going for their sushi these days. Very expensive sushi, like $150 to $250 per person. On the right is the famous Mel's Drive-In 24-hour diner. This is where Shaq likes to get his signature shake, which is 4 shakes in one. Shaq once left a $100 tip on a $10 shake. And then from shakes to burgers, we got Wahlburgers. Who do you think owns Wahlburgers, Bronx? Mark Wahlberg. Yep. Wahlburger.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg here. I really hope you guys are enjoying your TMZ tour, and I hope you just go by Wahlburgers. Come in and check us out. Hopefully you see me, and hopefully, more importantly, I see you. God bless you. Enjoy your stay.
So there is Wahlburgers, and that brings us to Sunset Plaza. Notice just the whole vibe of this area. It's like a little oasis away from Hollywood, all the hustle and bustle of Hollywood. Has a nice, cool little vibe over here. And then this is the butcher, the baker, the cappuccino maker. You see anybody famous on the patio? This is actually where the cast of Selling Sunset likes to come and drinking and also have food, and you can see a lot of people lined up there. So it's a very popular place to be seen, have brunch, have coffee, have lunch, any time of the week. Coming up on our right, we're going to be passing Spago.
Okay, you're looking up at the restaurant there. That was the original Spago, and it changed food in the United States. California cuisine became hugely popular courtesy of Wolfgang Puck. It was his first restaurant.
Right over
and
here.
By the way, every celebrity in town went to this restaurant. I mean, I used to go there in the 80s and 90s, and you saw Demi Moore, you saw Rob Lowe, the whole Breakfast Club was there for dinner. And what happens is you see the windows up there, that's the prime spot because it looks down over the Sunset Strip, and it looks, and you have this sweeping view of the city with city lights, and that was where everybody wanted to sit. A celebrity came in without a reservation, boom, they went right to the window. And if you weren't a celebrity, usually you went to the back room. And the back room was really nice, but a lot of people who went there, we called it the Kansas room. So when somebody from Kansas came to Los Angeles to visit, that's where they... By the way, Wolfgang Puck created the salmon pizza, which is like a Jewish pizza. It's salmon, cream cheese, and dill, and it's unbelievable. And to this day, they serve it at the new location in Beverly Hills.
So, just to our right here, perfect timing, we've got the Whiskey A Go-Go. This is Janis Joplin, Metallica, Motley Crue, all the big bands, rock bands from back in the day used to perform here. The Doors were the house band. You can see it's been around since 1964. A lot of really cool history here on the Sunset Strip. Up from the Whiskey A Go-Go, which actually that's where Goldie Hawn was a go-go dancer too. So Whiskey A Go-Go is giving credit for starting the go-go dance movement. We've got the Roxy coming up over here. So you'll see the R in front of this building over here. The Roxy is where a lot of comedians and musicians perform, from Bob Marley to Robin Williams. Paul Rubens, the guy who played Pee Wee Herman, first debuted the Pee Wee Herman character here. And then you'll find people like MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, who recently performed here too. So a lot of really cool history with the Roxy. On our right is One Oak Nightclub. And One Oak Nightclub stands for one of a kind, and that's where you'll find a lot of young Hollywood stars hanging out there. Further up here on the right, this is where one Hollywood star fell from grace.
Up here on your right is the spot where Halle Berry almost made a bigger mistake than Catwoman, Gil Turner's liquor store. In the wee hours of February 23rd, 2000, Halle broadsided a car, then slammed into the wall at Gil Turner's. She left the scene before cops arrived and was charged with criminal hit and run, but nobody remembers because she's hot.
And then just ahead, you'll see a tall white tower. That's Sierra Tower right there. So Sierra Towers is where a lot of celebs have owned penthouse apartments. Sandra Bullock rented hers for $22,000 a month. It's sort of like a tower like you'd find in New York over Central Park. You've got a sweeping view of the valley, and a lot of people like to live up there. Across the street on this side, top of this building, is Soho House, which is, you have to...
On how Hollywood operates, how it works. This is Boa Restaurant, and I think if you talk to the owners of Boa, they're going to tell you that TMZ really helped make Boa a thing. And here's how. We have camera people who hang out at Boa when it opened up, and a celebrity came, and we shot the celebrity. And we put it on television on our shows, and we put it on our website. And then all of a sudden another celebrity saw that and said, oh, celebrities are going to Boa. So then another celebrity showed up and we put that celebrity on. Television shows, the website, and on and on and on. And all of a sudden, celebrities see, oh, well, this is where a lot of celebrities are going. Well,
Beverly Hills Shield. Welcome to Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, Beverly Hills. It's overpriced, no rats or mice. Beverly Hills. For the palm trees, lining streets. Britney Spears driving on people's feet. Beverly Hills, it's flowing with Botox, where you see fake boobies full of blocks and blocks. Beverly Hills, no more being secure. So sit back and enjoy this part of the tour. Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. So Beverly Hills was founded in 1906. The total population is 35,000 people, but the total property value is $21.6 billion. So this area is broken into a block system. So this area is considered the 500 block, the lower end of Beverly Hills. and it goes up from there to 600. And with each block, the home prices start going up. Start getting into Bel Air and higher in the hills, so all the super multi-million-dollar homes all up there. We're driving down Route 66 right now. Fun fact, it's also an earthquake fault line as well. And we've got the UTA further up on our left at the top of this brown building. Yeah, the Kardashians got the key. Upset because the Kardashians don't even live in Beverly Hills. Where do they live?
Calabasas.
They live in Calabasas, yeah, which is 30 miles away. For my locals, that's like 3 days away, right? It's far. Pianists or anyone who wants to come over and start playing it, they can. And then the famous Lily Pond, which a lot of people like to go to that Lily Pond and take pictures. Over here is wrong way sign. And this wrong way sign, kind of pricey, but I hear it's super good. So, Avra, they just recently renovated it back in 2018. We've seen a lot of celebrities here. Whenever there's award season, like they like to come here and hang out. And also, LeBron James, when he signed his contract with the Lakers, he had dinner here with Al Pacino and Leo DiCaprio. Super popular spot. Across the street from Avra, over here on the left, a lot of people like to come in front of that sign and take pictures, and then also stay sometimes at the Montage Hotel. My believers fans, the street is Rodeo Drive. We'll get another look at it from the other end when we do our circle here, and then up from here is Saks Fifth Avenue. It's Saks Fifth Avenue where Winona Ryder had her famous shoplifting spree. So it's a couple buildings down from here back in the day. Here's the clip of it. She said she was studying Chow. So Mr. Chow is where a lot of celebs like to dine to stay relevant. They come here for dinner. It's on our right. You'll notice the brick front, the farm lights in front of it. This is Mr. Chow. So by dinner time, a lot of people like to come here. Fun fact about Mr. Chow, when Harvey was pitching the idea for TMZ as a website, he came here and Ryan Seacrest was here. He shared the idea with Ryan first, and Ryan thought it was a great idea. So it's one of the things that happened and encouraged him to kind of move forward with it. But a lot of people come here for business, to talk business and be seen. So up from Mr. Chow, we've got a couple blocks away Bedford Drive, and Bedford is where a lot of plastic surgeons are. They complain about the noise.
Surgeon and star of Botched, Dr. Paul Nassif. Surgery can change your life if done right.
If you have good plastic surgery, you don't know you have it.
Well, it worked for him and him. Okay, maybe they missed the mark a little bit, but at least they tried.
If you can look natural and kind of stay looking young, that's what's important.
So while you're in LA, be sure to look into plastic surgery because it makes people look fantastic.
Unless they look like crap.
Right, unless that. Rhinoplasty, goodbye, everybody.
So if you ever check out the TMZ website, Robert and Richard Gere did their shopping spree. If you remember in the film Pretty Woman, or if you watch it again, because I thought they were showing it on one of the streaming channels a while back. This is where they came to go shopping on this street when she did her famous shopping spree. And then over here on the left, you guys, is right is Alfred's, and this is what happened there at the wrong way sign.
And now Kanye West smashes.
Oh yeah. Kanye, you okay?
If this post-collision picks any indications, the answer is not so much.
And he is pissed. He's mad at the sign, he's mad at the photogs, but then...
It's a summer vacay home in Beverly Hills. Actually, he lives in Tarzana, but we at TMZ like to say he has a summer vacay home here in Beverly Hills. And another really cool thing about this area too, a block away is where Elton John has his Vanity Fair party. So whenever the Oscars take place, a lot of the parties happen around here. So back to Chris Brown. Mr. Chris Brown. Is it over here? Actually, kidding. It's on your left.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Brace yourselves! Here's one of the hottest...
Celebs like to grab a bite to eat. And then coming up on our right, we're going to be passing Sir. You watch the show Vanderpump Rules with Lisa Vanderpump. This is the parking lot where a lot of the scenes take place, a lot of the drama takes place. This is where they come to fight and cry. And then across from Sir, we're going to pass Maxfield's on our right. And Maxfield's is where a very high-end store where a lot of celebs will shop. Just to give you an idea, a pair of bar stools here will set you back $14,000. It's crazy, the price of some things there. Then across the street is Craig's. That's a big celeb spot. And then up from Craig's is the Barbara Sturm skincare spa. And this is where a lot of celebs will come to get their facials and get her famous vampire area too. Is it's right next door to this yellow looking house on your left, and that would be Dantana, the light. So both of them are super popular. The Abbey and Tom Tom are actually places where you'll find a lot of celebrities on a Friday or Saturday night. The Abbey is a really big, popular place every night of the week, really, but during Pride Month, which was June, you'll find a lot of people here hanging out. They play excellent music. And then Pump is right here on the corner. This is Lisa Vanderpump's lounge bar that she owns, too. A lot of ladies like to come here and drink on the patio, hang out. Really fun atmosphere. Very beautiful. And then up from here is Lance Bass's place called Rocco's. So he actually owns this spot here in WeHo. And just across from it is the famous Rainbow Crosswalk. I really love the color of her dress, that dress that she was wearing. So the Rainbow Crosswalk is right over here. Very colorful. And this is where a lot of people like to hang out here in West Hollywood. So welcome you guys to West Hollywood.
West Hollywood was founded in 1984 and became an epicenter for the LGBTQ community. But today it's known for celebrating diversity and inclusivity for all people, as well as a hub for culture, nightlife, and shopping. WeHo has been the home of LA's annual Pride Parade for over 50 years, which attracts thousands of attendees and performers like Demi Lovato, Meghan Trainor, and Ashanti. Today, West Hollywood is a place where you'll find tolerance, acceptance, and one hell of a bottomless mimosa if you know the right brunch spot. What? Nothing goes better with tolerance than a mimosa.
So anyway, yeah, you guys, here is West Hollywood. A lot of really interesting history here in West Hollywood, very inclusive. On our right is the WeHo Sheriff's Department, and the WeHo Sheriff's Department is where a lot of celebs have gotten woke. Shook Knight turned himself in here. He's still serving a sentence right now in prison. And then also Amanda Bynes and Misha Barton, both of them charged with a DUI. Across the street is the Santa Palm car wash. Like I said, a lot of stuff is expensive around here. Celebs get their cars washed there. I'm told it's like $50 per car for the car to be washed over there. And then up from here, we're going to be turning on La Cienega in a couple of minutes. But before we get to La Cienega, check out LAX.
In 1903, the Wright brothers created the airplane for a very important reason. So celebrities could get places faster! And also so man could experience the majesty of flight, blah, blah, blah. But when celebrities fly, they gotta land eventually, and they often do it at Los Angeles International Airport, aka LAX, where we've seen a ton of celebrities, like Matt Damon, Bradley Cooper, Josh Brolin, Peter Dinklage, Haley Steinfeld, and awesome cake-throwing DJ Steve Aoki, who gave us a personal demonstration right in the terminal.
I got a chocolate chip muffin here, right? You want me to kick you?
Hell yeah, we do. So let that muffin fly, baby.
Steve, look how much muffin
Of them. There's one in Malibu, there's one here in Hollywood. Very popular sushi place. Getting a reservation there, that's another story. But everybody goes there. I like the one in Malibu. I like it because it's right on the water. It's really beautiful. And then up from here is Poppy coming up. Well, actually, before Poppy, we'll be passing. Did we pass Poppy yet, George? Oh, there it is. Okay, hard to see it sometimes. So there it is on the right. And Drake lot of celebs like to go to Poppy for drinks and hang out late at night. One time Drake was partying there and he bought a platter of McDonald's for everybody. If you guys remember Melrose Place, the show, it's actually a street in real life, and here's the street to your left. It's a very small street with a lot of high-end stores here in the Melrose district. And then up from Melrose Place, we've got Melrose Avenue here, which is definitely one of my favorite streets. I like just coming down here and hanging out. It's very eclectic. We've got Aldo on our right. So it's this yellow restaurant we're going to be passing, the Yellow Stucco. They recently closed, but it used to be owned by Robert De Niro. And we used to get Simon Cowell out here all the time, just smoking like one cigarette after the other in front of there. And then up from Aldo, you get a feel for this part of Melrose. This part of Melrose has a lot of more of the antique, higher end places. A lot of places for lease signs. Definitely, it's changing in the past years, though. But if you're on Instagram, this next place might interest you. Who's on Instagram on the bus? You guys on Instagram? How many followers do you have? 400? That's cool. So the next place might be a place you might want to come and take pictures. Is the pink log, yeah, to build your Instagram following, and that's coming up on your left.
The Berlin Wall.
I don't know. Marshawn Lynch.
Is he the football player?
Who's him?
Is it? I think it is. Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. And then we'll give you $400.
They're just starting out. This legendary comedy club opened in 1974 and helped launch the careers of brilliant comedians like Jerry Seinfeld, George Carlin, Steve Martin, and lots of stars have hung out at the Improv, like Dave Chappelle, Amy Schumer, David Spade, Sarah Silverman, Kaylee Kuko, Quacko, the hot chick from The Big Bang Theory. And the Improv is where workaholic star Adam Devine was employed as a doorman before becoming famous, and he's still hanging out there.
I'm just chilling here outside of the Improv right now. It's so badass.
The Improv.
So you guys get the whole vibe of Melrose, and it just continues and it just changes a little bit as we go past Fairfax up here. The next thing I want to point out to you guys is the Cat Cafe Hidden Lounge over here on the left. So this concept on your right, rather, this concept is actually in a lot of different cities, but a lot of people like to come here, pet the cats and kittens, have coffee and spend some time with them. They have pictures of them all on the window, so they work with a local animal rescue to try to get some of them adopted. So when we go past here, you guys will get a feel for it as well. But that was funny. You know, he's just honest. He's like, my name is Marcel. I'm just a dude from Mississippi. So over here, but he's like, can we do a tour? Can we do a private tour? And I'm like, yeah, you need to contact us. But anyway, here you guys, here it is. Here's Cat Cafe. So they're not very busy right now. Looks like they're just getting the day going over here. And then this next place coming up over here on the right is Fairfax High. And Fairfax High School is where a lot of rockers attended school. Coming up.
Anybody see School of Rock? Well, it was a lie! Because this building on your right is the real deal, Fairfax High, and it literally changed music forever. How, you ask?
A lot of rock stars actually went there. Anthony Kiedis and Flea went there. The whole original Chili Peppers formed there. Slash and Steven Adler went there before starting Guns N' Roses. Lenny Kravitz, Phil Spector, the music producer.
And convicted murderer. Remember that? Horrible.
Ricardo Montalban, Christina Hendricks, David Arquette, Mickey Rooney, and Mila Kunis.
And they were in the same graduating class. Is what we'd say if Mickey wasn't 62 years older than Mila and Elsa did. Anyway, Fairfax and Hollywood High are definitely the most famous famous high schools in town, but only a fool would bother arguing what's bigger.
What's bigger, Hollywood or Fairfax? Hollywood's bigger, Fairfax. It's right in the middle of the Borscht Belt. Boy, back in the day, man, Jews rule.
Poor Jews have really fallen on hard times since.
Especially here in Hollywood.
Hey, there are non-Jews in Hollywood, and here's a picture of both of them. Nice guys. But back to Fairfax and one of their most famous attendees.
You need more?
90210 reboot. So it's on our left. It's Nomu Burgers now, but the Blue Jam Cafe is Playground LA, which is a big dance studio, and they do a lot of music video rehearsals here too. We've got a lot of people, artists from the music industry coming here all the time, and we've got a lot of comedians who come down here and hang out. So you definitely have a lot of creatives who love this area. And this next place is the Groundlings Improv Comedy Theater. This is where a lot of comedians got their start.
Coming up on your left, the legendary Groundlings Improv Company. If the name sounds familiar, it's because it's a breeding ground for comedy.
Groundlings Improv Comedy Theater. We're going to be passing another iconic place. A lot of people like to come down here to get hot dogs, Pink's Hot Dogs. So we're approaching Pink Square. All four corners of the light posts up here are pink. Also, before Pink Square, this place is popular too for television plays, or you like freshly made cheese. We're going to be passing Matza over here on the right. This is Nancy Silverton's place where she makes homemade mozzarella cheese, and a lot of people go there for their pizzas. She also owns several restaurants here in LA. La Brea Bakery is one of them. Great place to go for lunch or breakfast, on the pricier side. And then she's also got a bunch of cookbooks too. So she's sort of like the female Wolfgang Puck. So here in Hollywood, you run into paparazzi, and there's a little paparazzi history.
And now a brief history of the paparazzi in Los Angeles.
So everybody thinks that, you know, people started covering Hollywood very, very recently. TMZ was this movement. The reality is that this has been going on since the 20s.
Good God, man, we said a brief history. Okay, here we go. People really wanted pictures of these stars to see what their lives were. Studios built these really big walls to keep all the camera guys out. But movie stars wanting to press the rocks, so the camera guys went there too. And that's why the paparazzi in LA, and that show was a Jew.
Tanner, any last words? Wow, is she blasted.
Oh, perfect. We've got a bunch to show you here. On the left, we've got Paramount Studios. Paramount Studios, where they have filmed Titanic, Forrest Gump, Cheers, a lot of big shows. Across the street is Raleigh Studios. So both of them are right here on this corner. Raleigh Studios is where Kevin Costner. So this is where Tom Cruise lived for a while when he first came to LA. When the very first place he lived. How Chandra Rhimes, so many people have contracts with Netflix. So this is just an example of all the shows that they've produced, including Comedians Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. Now that we're closer, here's Griffith Observatory up there on the hillside. So you can see like the dome-shaped thingy, where all the trees are up there. It's really nice up there. It's a different feel than down here. And then just under Netflix, this is Sunset Bronson Studios. Sunset Bronson Studios used to be the original Warner Brothers Studios. We're owned by Warner Brothers, so Warner Brothers is in Burbank now, but we used to be here. So the actual...
Paul McCartney got turned away from Tiger's shindig. Yeah, have some respect. The man was in Wings. Also, that band before Wings, we forget what they were called. But the good news is, if you wait long enough, you can get into any club. Right, Chanel West Coast?
Man, is a joke.
Yeah, she may still be out there, so wave hello if we drive past her.
Waffles, comfort food, greens, mac and cheese. There are 6 different locations, and the first one was in Long Beach. And a lot of celebrities, including President Obama, came here and got chicken and waffles, and Justin Bieber.
The world famous Hollywood sign. This natural rock formation existed millions of years before the city was actually founded. Is what we'd say if it wasn't actually just a sign put up in 1923 as a real estate gimmick. And when the famous sign was falling apart in the late 70s, Playboy founder Hugh Hefner helped raise the funds to rebuild it. Then he came to the rescue again in 2010 and donated $900,000 to keep the sign from being sold to real estate developers. So in a way, hot nude girls saved the Hollywood sign. Twice! Thanks, gals! And in 2017, some merry pranksters altered the sign to read Hollyweed. It was the first time that ever happened, unless you count the time it happened in 1976. Hey, it's Hollywood. Ripping things off is just what happens here.
So there is the famous Hollywood sign, and then after the Hollywood sign, we got the Hollywood Palladium. So Taylor Swift's ex has DJ'd here. They have a lot of big parties here at Avalon. A lot of during music awards and various things like that. They'll have a lot of big events there across the street too. So we're coming back full circle to Hollywood area, Hollywood Boulevard. Some people call Hollywood Hollyweird.
And will not say anything, and I am saying this, you have absolutely no obligation. But if you want to show your appreciation and
signatures and handprints and all the celebs in front of TCL, to have actually your name in front of the TCL, so you guys can get a view of it from this vantage point too as we're wrapping up the tour, it's considered even more special than actually to be at the Dolby Theater. So the Dolby Theater, this is where it all goes down for the Oscars. This is where the red carpet is. The street is normally closed off. Got a lot of stuff taking place during the week. They shoot the Jimmy Kimmel show right over here to your left. There's actually a brown door just under the marquee here of the El Capitan Theater. And that's where a lot of, he pulls his pranks with celebrities and stuff, where they come out of the door there, too. And then the TCL Chinese Theater, now that we're going to pass it, this is where a lot of big-named people are recognized here, including Kobe Bryant is the only athlete recognized here at the TCL Chinese Theater. So a lot of really cool history here. Looks like there's something going on right now, too. It's like always something going on, big premiere or something going on there. So we're back here, full circle, you guys.
Nada, pero de todos es el que